Good evening, all of you. I hope you're doing well. And today I have come with articles and possessive determiners. When I'm talking about, I hope you understood the class yesterday. I have also attached the work at leisure and DPS daily practice sheets along with the same, topic that I taught yesterday, and I hope you all are doing that. And any doubts you have or anything that you would like to share with me, you could just message it on the application. I will definitely get through it. And one more thing is that please make sure that you are right now in the 20 days boot camp, and this is really a very concise program where you would be working on different levels. And all the very best. I hope you all are practicing well, and make sure that you complete the work. If you don't complete the work, how much ever you take the classes, it will not be easier until unless you practice it and you go through it. And then comes the expertise, when you know that what you have to do and how you have to do and how you have to pace it. I hope you all understand the timings that you have to maintain so that you are on it, and you can do it really well. So we will, as we go along, you'll have one more grant part test this week also, like last week, and you will be able to make do that. So you'll be able to understand. It will be given in a timing. A strict timing will be followed where you will have to complete the test. So make sure that you do it and do it in the time. Try to manage your time, and definitely you will do score better. Okay, so today our topic is basically about articles, and we are going to, let's see what articles are. You might have done a lot of articles, but what are they? How are they used? It's very important. So let's start with our class, and I hope you all are understanding well, and you are able to understand well, and you are able to take care of this. Now let's start with the class. And what are articles? You might have done a lot of articles in your young days, I mean in your school days and stuff. And then what are they used for and where are they used with? So that's very important. To begin with, articles also are a part of adjectives. They are basically, they define or modify the noun. Articles are used uh, only with nouns, and they might change along with the what do I say, along with the adjective, the consonant sound and stuff that I would be teaching you along. But apart from that, articles are only used with nouns. Okay, so let's start the class. There's no doubt that articles are adjectives. They are basically adjectives since they modify the noun in them with them. But articles have some special significance as determiners. So let's check what are they. Okay, so there are two types of articles, and they are basically definite article and the indefinite article. We use both of them, but both of them have different usages and different uh, composition of, I should say. So let's see what are they. And when I talk about definite articles, this makes the noun something particular and definite. So what do you think? Which words are they that make it different? Definite. So basically, I'm talking about the article the. Now, the article the basically give me the ball. So I am basically talking about a particular ball, a specific ball that I want. So make sure whenever I say give me the ball, it means that I'm talking about a specific ball, a particular ball. And I already know that ball. That's also very much important. So therefore, here the speaker is telling someone to give him a particular ball about which the speaker and the listener both are aware. There is no possibility of the ball to be anything else rather than the speaker and the listener idea of the particular ball. So that is what I'm saying. When you say that I want this, or when you say that I want this particular thing, so basically the whenever you use the definite article the, we're basically trying to say that both the speaker and the listener, both of them know what they are talking about. Okay, so let's go forward and let's check something else. What are indefinite articles? Indefinite articles are basically the articles a and an. Now, what are they? Let's check. Now, a and an make the noun something general and indefinite. Now, I have a ball. Now, in this case, I'm just telling the listener that I have a ball, and the listener is not aware of what kind of a ball it is, which color it is. Is it a football? Is it a baseball? What is it? Their idea. It has. He has no idea. So, this is absolutely what I'm trying to tell you. When it is an indefinite article, there is no particular, we're not talking about specific thing or a particular thing. We are talking in vague or in general, which there is 100% possibility that the listener does not know about it. Okay, so for example, give me a ball. Now here the speaker is telling someone to give him or her a random ball about which the listener is not particularly aware of, and she might ask which or what kind of ball you want. So you go to a store, a sports store, and then you ask, "Give me the balls." Probably the shopkeeper already knows you, and he knows that you have picked up that ball before. So you say, "Give me the ball." So then probably the listener can go and pick up the ball, the kind of ball that you want. But when you just go to a shop and you ask, "Give me a ball," the listener does not know what kind of a ball you want or which color you prefer. He has no idea. So basically, he will go and ask for the ball. He could be asking you, "What kind of ball are you looking for?" So that's absolutely fine. And this is basically what it is, an indefinite article. So in the same case, whenever now I have a ball and an ball, and they both serve the same purpose. And why should I have a and difference? Yes, when I have an a and difference, I'm basically talking about the consonant, the phoneme of the word. What is a phoneme of the word? Every letter has a sound, and every least the smallest letter can be broken into. That is, when you have a word and you break it into the smallest component, that is called a phoneme. That is a sound of the letter or the whatever the syllable that you're talking about. Okay, so depending on that, if it is a consonant syllable or a phoneme, then we are going to use a, and whenever it is a vowel consonant, vowel syllable or a phoneme, we are going to use an. Okay, that is the difference. So we are talking about the sound. So make sure that don't come down to saying that, okay, ma'am, A, E, I, O, U are vowels and the rest of them are consonants. So only with vowels I'm going to use an, and only with consonants I'm going to use a. Yes, as a child of a second grade or third grade, that would have worked that way. But now we are at a different level, and we need to understand that we cannot use it that way. So what we will do is we'll just go forward and we will work on a different level where we learn what is the sound of the letter, and where we cannot use an or an and stuff like that. So let's go. As of now, let's have a quick review of what are articles and what is their possibility, what is the scope of an article. Let's check. Okay, so for now, let's keep it that if it is a consonant sound of a letter, we are going to use a, and if it is a vowel sound of a letter, it is going to be an. But as we go forward, I will tell you some places where definitely there's a silent consonant, therefore we have to use a vowel sound. Okay, so let's love vowel, an article or vice versa. Okay, so let's go forward. Now, using the indefinite article a and an, the rule number one is a common noun is a singular number. It always requires an article before a plural common noun. But a singular common noun requires an adjective and indefinite. Now, when I say I have a car, it is predominantly said that I have one car. It does not mean that I have two cars. So whenever you can use a and an only with singular nouns. Clear? So I cannot use with a plural noun. Is it clear? So a plural common noun can take the article the. It cannot take anything else other than that. It has to take the article the. So, but and again, you just can't use the with every noun. You have to make sure that it is particular in number. So we have to keep checking. There are two things that you have to check whether it is singular. If it is a singular, you can use a or an. The can be used with both singular and plural, but a and an cannot be used with both singular and plural. The second thing is if it is a plural noun, you cannot use and an, and you can only use the, but only in specific places where you want to specify the noun or focus on the noun. Okay, so the example is saw a snake and it refers to a random snake. I saw snakes in a zoo and there's no article required because when I say I saw a snake, it means it refers to one. But if I have seen multiple ones, so I cannot say I don't need an article. And if I'm talking about random snakes, therefore no article is required. I have seen the snake again. Now you're talking about the same snake again that you have watched on the first day or the first time. So you could say that I have seen the snake again, and it means that you know the snake before. Okay, I have seen the snakes again before leaving the zoo. This is also fine, but this time because I know the snake, I will be using the article the to specify or focus that I'm talking about specific snakes that I've seen earlier and I've seen them again before leaving the zoo. Okay, so I think this is clear now about the usage of the plural usage and the singular usage of the articles. And in singular you can use the articles and but you cannot use in a plural way, but the can be used both with singular and plural. Okay, so let's go with further on. The rule number 2 is the choice between the two indefinite articles a and an is determined whether it is a consonant sound or whether it is beginning with an vowel sound. Now, vowel sound of the letter. Now, when we're talking about the letter, we have 26 letters in the English alphabet. And in this 26 letters, we have 21 consonants and 5 vowels. Now, when we're talking about vowels and consonants, while we are talking about using it, we are not just focusing on the 21 consonants or the 5 vowels, but we are concentrating on the sound of the letter. So for example is a university. Now if you go by this rule that you have you if it is a vowel and if it is a vowel you have to use an. See this case here, university starts with a U, but it does not take a U sound, but it takes a U sound, that is YU sound, and it is said a university, a union, a useful book. The same goes also with some particular words where we are talking about $1 note were. When you're talking when you think about the letter, the sound of one, it is were, and the sound of is as in apple. Okay, U as in umbrella. But whereas when you talk about university, it comes it as university, and the sound becomes YU, not so in the same way, it goes with the $1 note also. When you listen to the letter that you have pronounced, let's hear it once again. One. But whereas sound of O is basically like ogle. See, the mouth becomes like a O, ogle, right? Come up with some other word, onion. But listen to this word, one, wa. So here the sound is W. Therefore, again, it's a consonant sound and not a vowel sound. Therefore, we say $1 note, a one, wa. One man army or a one-eyed man, whatever you say, it all comes with a, not with an. Now the abbreviations. Now there's an invisible a. Uh, there's an invisible. Uh, when you say the word mat, ma is basically a consonant sound, but when you are spelling it as mla, So you have a sound of E, an invisible E before the M. Therefore, whenever we are abbreviating stuff, we have to understand that there are some letters which have an invisible E before the letter, and we have to understand that. So make sure I'll tell you what are the words that have an invisible E, and I will let you know that. Okay. So let's go forward and let's start checking what are the words and stuff like that. And let's go forward. See, if you have a word letter like BSC, B, 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 B. So you don't require a sound. It does not have an invisible E, but M, L. You have a sound of E before it. So I'll let you know the words which talk about these sounds. Just to give me a second. Okay, let's go forward. Now, these are the letters which have an invisible The letters are M, S, R, L, N, F, H. Now, they have a invisible E. For example, H sometimes, H. H becomes silent sometimes, whereas the letters R, M, S, L, N have an invisible E before the letters. Okay, so whenever we are talking about an MA literature student, and MSc, Masters of Science student, you use that word. Okay, so these are basically the things, and let's go forward. Rule number 3 is and sometimes makes a proper noun a common noun. Yes, how is it possible? Let's check. We are basically talking about, he thinks he's a Shakespeare. Now, when I'm using an article along with a proper noun, now Shakespeare is a proper noun, and I say he thinks he is a Shakespeare. Now, when I say that, what happens is I mean to say that he feels or he thinks that he writes like Shakespeare. Does not mean the actual person, but someone like him. Okay, in the same way, he seems to be an Australian. Now, Australia is the name of a country, but and it is a proper noun. But when I use an Australian, it means the citizen of the country. Now, Australian becomes a common noun, and because there's only one Australia, but there are millions of Australians, so therefore Australians becomes a common noun. So he seems to be an Australian. So whenever I'm using that, make sure that I'm going to use it, I'm going to make it a common noun. Okay, so let's go forward. Rule number 5, indefinite articles often precede descriptive adjectives. They're absolutely right. One more thing is all the three articles are also considered to be adjectives. They are used. Specifically, they were in older textbooks, you will have and specified in the adjectives section, but as the usage of articles became larger and more predominant, what happened? They separated. But that does not mean they are not adjectives, they're still adjectives. Okay, so the example is he's a good boy, what a nice car, and so you basically have, the good is basically a adjective, and depending on that, I will change the vowel, the article also. If I say I want an apple, that's fine. If I say I want a red apple, then the article changes from an to a, because apple, a sound requires an article, and red car becomes takes red, and r takes rather than an. Okay, so that's the difference. So we have to understand, looking at the article, and we have to consider the adjective or the noun that has to be taken care. Apart from this, we don't have to think about anything else. So going forward, we are going to talk about the rule number 4. Sometimes indefinite articles are used to refer the number one or each. Example, I earned $1,000 in that job. So I'm basically talking about $1,000. I have a car, that is one car. It goes 50 miles an hour per hour. That means a per hour thing. Okay, so rule number six sometimes comes before determiners, for example, a few, a little, a lot of, a most. So, but in this cases, many, a and an comes after. So let's check how is it. I have a few friends coming over. There is a little milk in the jar. Many a fan welcomed. So they basically here what happens is though the number is plural, yet we are talking about a bunch and they are a unit. Now I'm talking about a few friends. Now these friends are basically I know all of them and I they are all my friends. So few friends. Few is now few can be three or four, and few can be 10 also, depending on what is the imagination scope of my few is. Okay, give me a few apples. So if I think I can give you three or four apples, and that is few, and it could be for seven and eight also. So it matters, but it is few. So now this few is basically a unit, and I say a few apples. Okay, so that's how it goes. The next one, rule number, they are the definite articles, and it is with the. Now let's see what is it. The is used for a particular person, particular place, and things, and proper nouns generally don't take an article. So please understand that. So the man is running. I'm talking about a particular man or not some man in the on the road. I can say a man is running and the man fainted. That goes well because I have started. I have introduced that man. A man is running on the in the park and the man fainted. So it means that I'm talking about the same man. So because I've already specified the man, introduced the man, so I can specify it as the. Okay, so I saw the boy stealing. So I'm talking about a particular boy who was stealing. Where is the pen I gave you last year? So I'm basically talking about a particular pen that I gave you last year. Okay, I give him a ball. I gave him a ball, but he lost the ball. A ball became the ball in the second clause because the ball was not a random ball anymore. As I have given you one more example, a man was running in the park, but the man fainted, and so that means I first introduce the man, and later I say I'm talking about the particular man, and he fainted. So this is the same thing with this ball too. So that's about it. So let's go to rule number two. Rule number two says that sometimes the is used to generalize a group or a whole class. Yes, the rich, you know, uh, the rich are conscious about their spending. So I'm basically generalizing the class, the whole class of rich. Now I'm talking about the dog is a faithful animal. I'm talking about the whole class of dog, just not one dog or one puppy, but I'm talking about the whole species of dogs that they are basically faithful animals. And the English are industrious. Now the British, I'm talking about the people of British England people, Englanders. I'm putting them as English, and we say the English are industrious. That means I'm talking and referring to the people of England, not any other country. Okay, the next is honest are respected. Now I'm talking about the attribute, the specific people honest. Now this honest is basically an adjective, but I'm talking about the whole class of people who are honest. So therefore the honest are respected. Okay, the poor are not always dishonest. Now again I'm referring to a class of people, the poor. Okay, so now the poor is also an adjective and it becomes a plural noun because I'm referring to a class of people. Okay, so next going forward, we have the rule number three, that is to particularize a non-countable noun, the is required before it. For example, the water of the Arctic Ocean is freezing. So I'm referring to the water, specific water of a particular um, ocean. So therefore I can use the before that. Now water is basically you have done your noun agreement. Again I'm coming back to the same question. You have done your nouns, and when you have done your nouns, definitely you would have spoken about abstract noun and material noun, common noun, and all that stuff. So therefore, water is a material, and basically it is an uncountable noun. Water, air, they're all uncountable nouns. So then water. Now I can use the along with the water. Otherwise, materials, uncountable nouns don't take a article. Okay, I cannot say a water because water is uncountable, and I'm not talking about one single drop of water. I can talk about water in any case. Okay, or water, butter, anything, bread. Now, please return the money I lent you last year. So, I'm talking about a particular money that I lent you last year. Okay, so I'm talking about per trim. Now, money is again uncountable. No, the unit, you have to use a unit with money. So therefore, that's how I'm using it. Let's go with rule number 4. And the rule number 4 says that this is the is mandatory before a thing which is only one of a kind in the universe. So what are the things that are one of a kind in the universe? We're talking about the sun, the moon, the earth, the oceans, they are all one of a kind. So let's check what are they. The moon is shining tonight. So I'm talking about, yes, other planets might have how many ever moons, but for you, the Earth, we have just one moon. So we are going to use the moon with moon. The Earth. Now, whenever I'm talking about Earth, I'll always use the because I'm talking about a specific Earth. You don't have many Earths on the planet in the universe, not a planet. We are already a planet. Yeah. So whenever you're using stuff like that, you have to make sure that the Earth, the that's why there's a reason why you also have the United States of America, because you are basically a combination of set of states. Okay, so let's go forward. The usage of the in the geographical places. Rule number 5 is using the geographical nouns generally depend on the size and plurality of the things those referred to. The is generally used everywhere except some cases. So it's better to know the exceptions first. So let's know the exceptions first. Now, there are only specific things, and the United Emirates or the United States of America where you use it, but there are many countries which are basically united, but they are not used. So let us check the difference to understand it better. The must not precede. The must not precede Asia, Europe. They are basically names of the continent. So you should not proceed with the. The next one is the names of countries. These countries should not take the definite article the, because we can talk about Australians, Bolivians, English, French, Spanish, but we cannot say the country before the name of the country. We cannot use it. The next is the name of the cities, towns, or states. We cannot use the article. We cannot use before the names of streets, and this is very important to know. Otherwise, we might end up using in particular without much understanding. So we cannot use it in singular lakes and bays like Lake Carey or Lake Eyre or Lake Elier or Shark Bay. We don't use for single mountains like Mount Everest or Mount Solitary or Mount Bindo or Mount Fuji. We don't use it. We can say the Himalayas, we can say the Alps. They are plural in number, and we are referring to the whole ranges. But we otherwise, if you're talking about just one, we're not going to use that. Okay, then we're not going to use the with singular islands like Easter Island, Island, or Bird Island, or Fatima Island. We're not going to use it. Now, when we are talking about the name of the languages, we are not going to use the, but we are talking, if we are referring to the people, we can use the Spanish. Always love to party, or the Russians are very conservative, and we can use like that. Okay, so now the precedes is now the refer to the population of this country. If the recedes, if we add the French, then it is not going to be language anymore. It is going to be as if we are referring to the people. Okay, and apart from that, now let's go names of sports. No, we don't say the cricket, we don't say the football, we don't say the basketball. Names of subjects like the biology, the history. No, we don't use that at all. Okay, then note that the is widely used article in English, and except for the list mentioned above and proper nouns, the is used before almost all the nouns possible, which means something definite and particular. So the above list has some opposite factors also, so let's check the exceptions too. Now, we have learned what the should not precede, and now we are going to learn where it must precede. It doesn't have a choice. Let's go forward. Now, whenever we are talking about the names of oceans, gulfs, seas, or rivers, now, if they are singular, we are not going to use it. If they are plural, then only we are going to use it. The Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic, the Coral Islands, the Timor Sea, or the Persian Gulf, the Nile, the Murray, the Ganges, the Darling River, the Amazon. No, all these words, which is basically it's in plural. We are going to use it here. We are going to talk about the names of the countries with islands and United States, where we should use the. It's like the United States of America, the UK, the United Kingdom, the UAE, the Philippines. They're all basically a combination of United Islands, which go as a country and stuff like that. In that case, we are going to use it this way. Names of Great Lakes. Now, the Great Lakes, the African Great Lakes, all this takes the. And then when we are talking about the mountain ranges, when we were talking about the single mountain like Mount Everest or Mount Fuji, we will not use the. But when we are talking about the mountain ranges, all at length, then we are going to say the Himalayas, the Alps, the Andes, etc. The same way goes with groups of islands too. We talk about the West Indies, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. We're going to use it that way. They are situated in India. I mean, stretch, just left hand side of India at the bottom. Okay, so that goes with them. And then the key points are that an "and" before a vowel sound and "a" before a consonant sound is what is to be noted. And if you have drawn to an historic or an horrifying, give us whenever you have say ha, like horrific ha, then you're going to use a. But if it is historic, when you say historic, in that case h is silent. Whenever you say r, I have an r to go, it is h is silent, so you have to take our. So our takes o, and then you have to use a vowel consonant, vowel article, an. Okay, so now in the same way, whenever you are talking about a job title or an office name, then you have to use a and write it with a lowercase. Okay, so this is about, that is about the articles. They are basically determiners. They determine the quantity of the singularity or the plurality of the nouns. So therefore, they are really very important knowing it. Coming down to possessive determiners, as the name suggests, are used to ascertain the possessiveness of an article, noun, or any person. So basically, these are some of the words which are basically possessive determiners. They are called my, its, his, their, her, and your, our also. And these are also, these should not be confused with possessive pronouns. Yesterday when we were doing the possessive pronouns, a pronoun agreement session, I clearly told you what are possessive pronouns that are used as adjectives and what are possessive pronouns that are used as pronouns. So me, him, you, he, she, they are all basically personal pronouns which are again subdivided into nominative, objective, and possessive forms. But these should not be these should not be these possessive determiners should not be confused with it, because here we're talking about the noun. We are not talking about. Now I said noun is, if noun cannot be used, we use a pronoun. So if it is pronoun itself, if it is noun itself, then a pronoun will not follow a noun. Okay, so that's the reason what I said. But now when I'm using it as my car, then my is basically a positive determiner, and it refers to and as an adjective. So we need to understand that very clearly. When yesterday, when I was taking the class in the previous session, I made it very clear that an pronoun never follows a noun. So please understand the difference. This is my car. The chair you are sitting on is mine. Now, see the difference when I'm saying you are sitting on is mine. Here, mine has a different way. This is my car is different. So please understand it. I wonder what happened to his bike. So we are talking about someone's bike. Where is their house? Okay, all these places we are basically talking about. See this there here that we're talking about here, his here that we're talking about, my here that I'm talking about. They're all basically, positive determiners. Now it's her basket, again a positive determiner. Okay, so let's start with some questions and answers. I hope the it is all clear. You understood it well about how to use it and what to use it and where to use and where not to use and the same goes with the definite article the too. So now we are going to answer some questions so that we make sure that whatever we have learned till now is concrete, and let's start. You will find these questions in your classwork beside your uh, articles and positive determiners topic. So make sure open that so that you don't have to look at the screen, but don't have to look at my screen, but you have your own screen to look at. I mean, you have your own questions and you can click there. Okay, so let's start. Ben and his peers loved astronomy class because of their frequent field visits with the campus observatory. So when you're talking this, what do you think should be the options? Now, THERE there is basically an adverb and it is not a positive determiner. So I think we have to change, and we cannot go with no change because it's that is not the word. Therefore, we'll go with C there because we're talking about Ben and his peers and they are plural in number. Therefore, we are going to use there. Whether or not you care about the babies of celebrities and loyalty is yours choice. So what is it that should go? It should not be yours definitely. Therefore, we'll go with the answer B. I hope I'm clear and you understood it too. The same thing goes with this here. You're only as sick as your skin is slick, the doctor said, which I thought was a terrible diagnosis. Now here you have your, for example, if you don't have a contraction, if you don't have an apostrophe before, after an U, and then it is not you are kind of a thing. If it is you were, it becomes an objective, it becomes a person determiner, your car or your person or something like that. But here it is not the right usage. So therefore, think we should go along with it, and I find the only option that can go with it is number C, you are. Let's go to the next one. The Supreme Court judges will rule later today, but for now, their decision is pending. Now we are talking about the Supreme Court judges and their plural in number, and using their, I think it's completely right because we're talking about their decision. It's a cumulative decision, so we're talking about their decision. So the answer is no change. The red scarf is yours, but the blue is mine. Now, as I have always said that you cannot have a noun following a pronoun, this is a best example. Can I have mine scarf? Mine is a pronoun and scarf is a noun. Do you think they go along well? Now here, there is a small mistake here. You will have to use, sorry. The answer here is my scarf. So now, instead of instead of using mine scarf, we will go with, there's a small mistake here. The mistake is you cannot follow a noun with a pronoun. So therefore, mine scarf does not go well. And in that case, I should have underlined mine plus scarf both for a better understanding. So therefore, we'll go with B as the answer. The underlining should, should stretch till scarf. So that's what the mistake that I was referring to. So the answer here is blue, because here I'm saying the red scarf is yours, but the blue one is mine. That's absolutely fine. I don't have to refer because, or if you had an option my, that would also have been the best option, but we don't have mine. Therefore, my. So therefore, we go with B without the scarf. Free comic day, book day is my favorite day of the entire year. Let's have four options. We have four options here. Again, mine is followed by an adjective and a noun. The word here makes it mine favorite day. It is not mine favorite day because mine itself is an objective pronoun, and it cannot go as a my. It cannot go as an example. It cannot go with a favorite day, so I have to change it, and the answer is B, my favorite day. Let's go to the next questions. Basketball players are known for their guilty and hand-eye coordination, and let's check which one would go along with it. Yes, we are talking about both agility and hand-eye coordination, so therefore we'll go with there, and the answer is B. Your arm is broken, so you will need a cast. Now here, again, we are going to talk about the same thing. We used your before, and your is basically a, pronoun, and we are not, it's a pronoun, and here you are talking about you are, but that is what is not needed. And let's look at the options. And you have your options, four options, and let's check which one goes with it. And you are, oh, arm is broken does not sound well, therefore we have to remove the apostrophe and the e. That makes it the answer B. Your arm is broken and you will need a cast. I hope I'm not going faster so that it makes difficult for you to understand. This has to be more interactive so that you understand it better. Okay, Nelson Mandela and Mahatma Gandhi are known for their perseverance and humanitarianism. Humanitarianism. Now we are talking about two people, and we are talking about their perseverance and blah blah blah. So cannot use their. There is basically an adverb, and it does not go well here. So we have to use be there as the answer. Stalks from Shara are chirping at you. Its mouths are bright red and they have got those eyes that will look right through you, Jerinma said. Now, as it is not needed to have a contraction, in the same time, not having a contraction sometimes makes it different. Now, when I have two words, yesterday also I was discussing about it. Whenever you have ITS without a contraction, it becomes a possessive determiner. But if it is IT apostrophe yes, it is called it is. It's a contraction. So we have to understand where it should go and where it shouldn't. Sorry. So let's check this answer here. I mean, and it most probably is B, because it's here is not what we are looking for. Or did I confuse you? Let me repeat it again. Stocks from Shara are chipping at you. Now, we're talking about stocks more number. So its mouths are, you're actually trying to show their, plurality, and it's or it is does not go there. The answer is D. Their mouths are bright red and they have got those eyes that will look right through you. So the answer is D. No, it is not B, it is D. You're talking about plural number, so therefore we'll be using D. But if it was singular, then if it was just one stork, then we could use itself is right. Fine. Okay, so let's go forward. The answer here is D. Their mouths are bright red and they have got those, because again they have used they, so the usage of there is perfect. Let's go to 10, 11. And a stable economy gives corporate executives confidence that the established business structures will remain on their feet. Now, we are talking about an economy, and we are talking about economy, and economy is uncountable noun and it is a unit. So, therefore, we cannot say their feet. So, it has to be on its feet. Okay, so it is C is the answer. When Honda initially failed to enter the American market, it had to change its business model. Again, I would reiterate, when I'm talking about its and it is, when I'm saying it's with a contraction and with an apostrophe and without an apostrophe, within apostrophe it means it is, and without an apostrophe it is basically a passive determiner. So therefore, I will be using which option? B. Its business model. B is the right answer. The Liberty Bell was not designed with a crack in its surface. It appeared after the bell's first ringing in Philadelphia. Philadelphia, and let's see which one goes with it. We're talking about a singular bell, and we're not talking about plurality here. So therefore, whatever is the option where it is given, no change is the best option because it goes perfectly well with it. The gods of Greek myth are characterized by their extreme emotions and impulsive behaviors, including a good deal of revenge and trickery. Now, here also the option is A, no change is the right option because we're talking about the gods and they are plural numbers, so therefore there is the absolute right usage. So no change is the right answer. Let's go to question number 15. I hope you're all able to understand. I hope you're able to do it on yourself before I answer. Um, the prophecies of Nostradamus are known for their accuracy or flexibility of interpretation depending on who you ask. Here, check which one you would like to go with. Now we are talking about prophecies, and we're talking about prophecies, and therefore the other options don't go well, and therefore no change is the best option or the right option. The fig is exceptional in that it's a fruit that is also a flower. Now let's see the options. Here also we'll go with no change. Here I'm going to talk about the fig is exceptional in that it is a fruit and is also a flower. So therefore A is the right option and we don't have to change it. Let's go forward. Despite major opposition from the fossil fuel industry, it's been a priority of the Obama administration to increase the use of renewable energy, which is up 180% since he took office. Let's take the options. And the option is B. Would you say B or would you remain with no change? Now, you don't when you have a contraction, it need not be only it is, it can also be it has. Okay, so it has been a priority of the administration. Obama administration is also right. So therefore, we'll remain with no change and we will not go for any other option. While their speed in approximately 186 million miles per hour, photons move so fast that light appears to be everywhere all at once. Well, let's see what's their option. Now, here we are going to talk about the plurality because we're talking about photons, and therefore we'll go with B as a right option. While their speed is approximately whatever it is, so the answer is B. Now, I would like to reconfirm that these are basically one of the most important part of your SAT examination or your ACT examination, where you will be asked to find the nonsenses of different things. So right now we are doing it in MCQs format, but when you when you are on the test, you will have more like there will be more of it would be a combination of questions, all of them at once. So because when they have a small paragraph, they give you a small paragraph and you have to fish out the answers. There could be a combination, there could be a pronoun agreement, there could be a person determiners, there could be style and tone, there could be anything and everything. So make sure that you have, it's easier to score a 400 on 400 on the writing part, SAT writing part. You just have to brush up all your concepts thoroughly. There's so many work sessions that are exercises and worksheets that I have already uploaded on the app. So you could just go through them. You can just have a look. You can complete them, and you can also dig for more. There's so many to work on, and gain expertise in every concept that is needed to score a 400 on 400. Once you get there are only 44 questions in 35 minutes that you have to complete. And if you have these concepts straight, then scoring that 400 on 400 will not be a tough deal for you. So please make sure that you are completely on the concepts and you know the nuances of every concept, and they're just limited. So you just don't have to really worry about it. And you have been doing this since your school grade, so I don't think it should be a problem. But if you have a problem, you know that you can always ask questions. Okay, so let's go to the next question. You are not going to believe it, but Orada's Rattlesnake Festival is actually a huge draw for tourists. I don't think you even have to consider looking at the options because no change is the best option. You are not going to believe it. That's absolutely right. Okay, let's go to the last question of the day. With a vibrant tourism industry, Morocco's praised capital, Rabat, also serves as the country's diplomatic center. housing all of its foreign embassies. And by now, I think it is clear that I'm not talking about it is or it has, but I'm talking about its, because we're talking about tourism industry, and tourism industry is basically an entity and a singular entity in that matter. So therefore, we are going to use it as its foreign embassies, and the answer is B. So I hope you understood all the concepts and you understood how to do it and you understood the nuances of understanding the thing. I'm telling you again, I'm reiterating the words that I've used it. Please try to make your best in the writing section, evidence-based writing section. I'm not asking you to not consider reading. What I'm saying is when you are doing this writing section and you have this out of 44, even if you have 43 right, or 42 right, you're definitely bound to score a 390 or a 400 on your SAT evidence based writing test. So therefore make sure that you absolutely ace it, and you work on it, and you get the score that you deserve, and adding 300 more with your reading skills will definitely take your score good height, I mean way higher. So wish you all the best. I have attached work at leisure and daily practice sheets also. So make sure that you use them, and whatever concepts that I have taught, you will be able to gain expertise. So all the very best. Thank you so much. I hope this session was informative and interesting. And it was a boring topic, by the way, but I tried my best. Okay, so that's for today. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it. Best of luck. Thank you.